Han Sol Kim looked out the window of the space station and saw stars he had never seen before. This was the farthest any human had ever traveled from Earth. The space station, called Convergence Point, floated in empty space between human territory and alien territory. 3 months ago, humanity had received their first message from aliens. Now Han Sol was here to make peace with them. "Ambassador Kim, they are ready for you," said Bo-Ram Lee, his language expert. She had spent weeks learning how to speak with the Veltharians. These aliens looked like giant insects made of crystal. They were tall, strong, and had 4 arms. Their skin sparkled like diamonds in the light. Han Sol straightened his blue diplomatic uniform and walked into the meeting room. The Veltharian leader sat across from him. His name was Veltar Kryn, and he was almost 8 feet tall. His crystal skin changed colors when he spoke, shifting from blue to green to purple. "Welcome, human ambassador," Veltar Kryn said in perfect English. His voice sounded like music mixed with the sound of breaking glass. "We are curious about your species." Han Sol smiled and bowed slightly. "Thank you for meeting with us. We come in peace and hope to build friendship between our peoples." Behind Veltar Kryn stood another Veltharian. This one was bigger and his crystal skin was darker. His name was Keldoth Vren, and he was a military commander. His 4 arms were crossed and his skin flashed red when he looked at the humans. "You brought no warriors," Keldoth Vren said suddenly. His voice was harsh and angry. "Where are your fighters? Your weapons? Your ships of war?" Han Sol felt confused. "We brought diplomats and peacemakers. We want to talk, not fight." The alien commander made a sound like grinding stone. "In our galaxy, strong species send strong representatives. They show their power. They prove they are worthy of respect." Veltar Kryn raised one of his hands. "Please excuse my military advisor. He thinks differently than I do." The diplomatic leader's skin turned a calming blue color. "We have studied your communications. Your species speaks much of peace and cooperation. This interests us." Tae-hyun Park, the human security chief, stepped forward. He was nervous because he only had 5 guards with small weapons. "Ambassador, perhaps we should explain how humans solve problems." Bo-Ram Lee began translating cultural concepts between the species. She explained that humans preferred to use words instead of weapons. She told them about human history, how wars had taught humanity that peace was stronger than violence. "Fascinating," said Veltar Kryn. "Your species chooses peace over conquest. This is very unusual." Keldoth Vren's skin flashed bright red. "It is weakness. In our empire, we have conquered 17 different species. The strong rule the weak serve the strong. This is the natural order." Han Sol felt a chill run down his spine. "Conquered? You mean you attacked other species?" "Of course," said Keldoth Vren. "They were weak, so they became our subjects. Now they serve the empire and are better for it. The galaxy is more orderly because of our strength." Veltar Kryn's skin turned yellow, which Han Sol had learned meant embarrassment. "What my commander means is that we brought peace to chaotic regions of space. Some species needed guidance. The human ambassador tried to stay calm. We believe all species should be free to choose their own path. We do not wish to conquer anyone, and we do not wish to be conquered." "Then you are fools," Keldoth Vren said bluntly. "Weak species spread their weakness to others. They make the galaxy soft and chaotic. Strong species must guide them or remove them." The room became very quiet. Han Sol looked at his team. Bo-Ram Lee was pale and frightened. Tae-hyun Park had his hand near his weapon. The 5 human guards looked ready to fight, but they were greatly outnumbered. "Perhaps we should take a break," Han Sol suggested. "We can continue talks tomorrow." As the humans left the meeting room, Bo-Ram Lee whispered to Han Sol, "Ambassador, I do not think they want peace. I think they want to test our strength." That evening, Han Sol sent an urgent message to Earth. He told them about the Veltharian military commander and his hostile attitude. He recommended that Earth should prepare for the possibility that these talks might fail. The next morning brought terrible news. A human scout ship had detected a massive alien fleet moving toward human space. The fleet contained over 200 warships. They were not coming to talk. When Han Sol confronted Veltar Kryn about the fleet, the alien diplomat's skin turned gray. "I did not know about this. My government makes decisions without telling me everything." Keldoth Vren stepped forward and his skin blazed bright red with pride. "The fleet moves to test your species. If you are strong, you will fight and prove your worth. If you are weak, you will surrender and accept our guidance." "This is madness," Han Sol said angrily. "We came here to make peace. Peace is earned through strength, the alien commander replied. Your species sent word speakers and peacemakers. This tells us you are weak. Weak species cannot be trusted with freedom. They must be controlled for the good of the galaxy. Veltar Kryn looked distressed. His skin flickered between different colors rapidly. Commander, perhaps we should reconsider. These humans seem intelligent and reasonable. Intelligence without strength is useless, Keldoth Vren declared. They will submit to the Empire or be destroyed. There is no third option. Hansol realized that everything had gone wrong. The aliens did not understand that human peace came from choice, not weakness. They thought diplomacy meant humanity was too weak to fight. What if we prove that humans can fight? Taehyun Park asked desperately. Keldoth Vren laughed, a sound like crystals breaking. You have 5 guards with small weapons. We have studied your species for months. You have no warrior culture. Your soldiers are few and your weapons are primitive. You build cities and grow food instead of preparing for war. You misunderstand us, Hansol said firmly. Humans choose peace because we know the true cost of war. We have fought terrible wars in our past. We learned that peace is better. But that does not mean we have forgotten how to fight. The alien commander's skin turned almost black with amusement. Prove it, human. Show us your warriors. Show us your weapons. Show us why your species deserves to remain free. Boram Lee received an urgent communication from the human scout ship. Ambassador, the alien fleet has increased speed. They will reach our colonies in 6 days. Hansol made a difficult decision. He activated his emergency transmitter and sent a priority message to Earth. Diplomacy has failed. The aliens view our peaceful approach as weakness. They have sent a war fleet to our colonies. We need military assistance immediately. As the message traveled toward Earth at light speed, Hansol wondered if humanity would have time to respond. The colonies had families, children and civilians who could not defend themselves against alien warships. Veltar Kryn approached the human ambassador privately. I am sorry this has happened. I truly hoped for peace between our peoples. But my military cannot be stopped now. They see your diplomacy as proof of weakness. Then they will learn they are wrong, Hansol said quietly. Humans may prefer peace, but we know how to protect what we love. The alien diplomat's skin turned a sad blue color. I hope your species survives what is coming. I fear my people have made a terrible mistake. That night, as Hansol looked out at the stars, he knew that everything was about to change. Humanity's first contact with aliens had become humanity's first interstellar war. The only question now was whether Earth's defenders would arrive in time to save the colonies. In the distance, space itself seemed to tremble as the massive Veltharian war fleet continued its approach toward human space, carrying with it the promise of destruction for any species too weak to resist. Admiral Dongwu Choi sat in his command center on Earth, staring at the most frightening intelligence report he had ever seen. The alien fleet was massive. 237 warships, each one larger than humanity's biggest battleship. They were armed with plasma cannons and particle beam weapons that could melt steel from 1,000 miles away. Sir, the fleet will reach Kepler Colony in 4 days, reported his intelligence officer. Proxima Colony has 2 more days after that. Dongwu rubbed his tired eyes. Earth's main battle fleet was scattered across the solar system on training exercises. It would take 3 weeks to gather them all and reach the colonies. The colonists had no way to evacuate that quickly. What about Captain Nam's ship? He asked. The Iron Will is currently on patrol near the asteroid belt. She is the only warship within range to intercept the alien fleet. Dongwu almost laughed, but the situation was too serious. 1 destroyer against more than 200 alien warships. It was suicide, but Captain Sujin Nam was the best officer in the fleet, and her ship was humanity's newest and most advanced destroyer. Contact Captain Nam immediately. Give her all available intelligence on the alien fleet. Aboard the Iron Will, Captain Sujin Nam read the orders with a mixture of fear and determination. Her ship had a crew of 150 people. The alien fleet had over 50,000 warriors. The odds were impossible, but the colonists needed time to evacuate. Young-ho, what can our weapons do against their shields? She asked her chief engineer. Young-ho Kang looked up from his computer displays. Their energy shields are designed to stop plasma and energy weapons. But our railguns fire solid metal slugs at very high speed. The shields might not be as effective against kinetic weapons. Weapons Officer Mi Young-yoon joined the conversation. Captain, if we use hit-and-run tactics, we might be able to damage a few ships before they destroy us. But we cannot win this fight. We do not need to win, Sujin replied. We need to slow them down and make them angry enough to chase us instead of attacking the colonies. Communications Officer Hyunwoo Shin intercepted alien battle communications. Captain, they are not taking us seriously. Their commander calls us the lonely little ship and says we will run away when we see their power. Sujin smiled grimly. Then they are about to learn something about humans they did not expect. Dr. Yoon-ha Cho, the ship's medical officer, was treating refugees from the first colony ship that had tried to evacuate. Captain, these people are terrified. The aliens destroyed their escort ships without warning. They killed everyone who tried to surrender. This news made Sujin angry. So much for their talk about guiding weak species. They are just bullies with big weapons. The Iron Will moved through the asteroid belt toward the approaching alien fleet. The ship was designed for stealth and speed rather than heavy combat. It had railguns, nuclear missiles, and an experimental electromagnetic pulse weapon that Young-ho had been working on. Captain, alien fleet detected on long-range sensors, reported Hyunwoo Shin. They are maintaining formation and moving at steady speed. They do not appear to be concerned about us. Lieutenant Jin-A Kim, the fighter squadron leader, reviewed tactical data. Ma'am, our fighters cannot match their energy weapons in open space. But if we use the asteroids for cover, we might surprise them. Sergeant Woo Jin Lee, the Marine boarding specialist, studied the alien ship designs. Their hulls look strong, but I see docking ports and airlocks. If we could get close enough, we might be able to board one of their ships. Sujin made her battle plans. The Iron Will would hide in the asteroid field and wait for the aliens to pass. Then they would attack the rear ships in the formation, trying to capture one intact while damaging as many others as possible. Remember, she told her crew, we are not trying to win. We are trying to buy time and gather intelligence. Every minute we delay them gives the colonies more time to evacuate. The alien fleet approached like a silver storm cloud against the stars. Their ships were beautiful and terrible, covered in crystal armor that sparkled with energy. They moved in perfect formation, showing off their discipline and power. They fight like they are in a parade, observed Mi Young-yoon. Very pretty, but not very flexible. The Iron Will waited until the alien fleet was almost past their hiding spot. Then Sujin gave the order to attack. The first railgun shots hit the alien ships like hammer blows. The kinetic projectiles punched through their energy shields and smashed into their crystal hulls. 3 alien ships were damaged before they even knew they were under attack. Direct hits, shouted Mi Young-yoon. Their shields are not stopping our solid projectiles. The alien fleet reacted with shock and confusion. They had expected the human ship to run away. Instead, it was attacking them with weapons they had never encountered before. Nuclear missiles followed the railgun shots. The aliens had no defense against nuclear weapons because they had never developed them. The explosion shattered 2 more ships and damaged several others. Impossible, came the transmission from the alien commander. How does this tiny ship dare attack us? Young-ho Kang activated his experimental electromagnetic pulse weapon. The invisible energy beam hit an alien cruiser and shut down all its systems. The ship went dark and began drifting helplessly. Now, shouted Sujin. Marines to the boarding pods. We are going to capture that ship. Sergeant Woo Jin Lee led 20 Marines in a desperate boarding action. They used magnetic clamps to attach their pod to the disabled alien ship and cut through the hull with plasma torches. Inside, they found the alien crew trying to restart their systems. The Veltharians were even more frightening up close. Their crystal skin was sharp enough to cut metal, and they were incredibly strong. But the Marines had surprise and desperation on their side. They stunned the aliens with electric weapons and took control of the ship's bridge. Captain, we have captured an alien cruiser, reported Woo Jin Lee. Their computer systems are still working. While the Marines secured their prize, the Iron Will continued its hit-and-run attacks. They would fire a few shots, then disappear behind an asteroid before the aliens could return fire. The alien formation was breaking apart as ships turned to chase the human destroyer. They are getting angry, observed Hyunwoo Shin. Half their fleet is now chasing us instead of heading for the colonies. Dr. Yoon-ha Cho was treating wounded Marines in the captured alien ship. These aliens heal very quickly. We need to keep them unconscious or they will overpower us. Young-ho Kang was amazed by the alien technology. Captain, their power systems are incredible. If we could combine their energy generation with our weapons, we would be 10 times more powerful. The Iron Will led a running battle through the asteroid belt. The aliens were faster and had more firepower. but they could not maneuver as well in the tight spaces between asteroids. Human pilots had trained for this kind of combat their entire careers. "We have destroyed or damaged 23 alien ships," reported Mi Young-yoon. "But we are taking damage too. Hull breaches on decks 4 and 7. Soo-jin knew they could not keep this up much longer, but they had accomplished something important. The alien fleet was now split up and confused. Many ships were chasing the Iron Will instead of attacking the colonies. Lieutenant Jinny Kim returned from a fighter patrol with disturbing news. "Captain, I monitored alien communications. They are calling us the Demon Ship and the Impossible Enemy. Their commander is furious that one human ship has caused so much damage." "Good," said Soo-jin. "Let them be angry. Angry enemies make mistakes." The captured alien ship provided valuable intelligence. The Marines found star charts showing the full extent of the Veltharian Empire. They controlled hundreds of star systems and had enslaved dozens of different species. "These aliens are not just invading us," reported Woo Jin Lee. "They are professional conquerors. They have done this many times before." Dr. Yoon-ha Cho made a disturbing discovery while examining the alien prisoners. "Captain, these creatures are genetically engineered for war. They have redundant organs, rapid healing, and enhanced strength. Their entire species is designed for conquest." As the battle continued, Soo-jin realized something important. The aliens fought with overwhelming force, but they followed predictable patterns. They expected enemies to either run away or fight them directly. They did not know how to handle an enemy that used guerrilla tactics. "They are like a massive sword," she told her officers. "Very powerful, but not very flexible. We are like a small knife. We cannot match their power, but we can cut them in ways they do not expect." The Iron Will had been fighting for 18 hours when Earth's reinforcements finally arrived. Admiral Dongwoo Choi brought 20 warships and hundreds of fighters. It was still not enough to match the alien fleet, but it was enough to even the odds. "Captain Nam, what is your status?" came the Admiral's transmission. "We have captured 1 alien ship and damaged or destroyed 37 others," Soo-jin reported. "The enemy fleet is scattered and demoralized. They were not expecting human resistance." Admiral Dongwoo Choi could not believe what he was hearing. One human ship had accomplished what should have been impossible. The aliens were about to learn that humanity's preference for peace did not mean humanity had forgotten how to wage war. "All ships prepare for battle," the Admiral ordered. "Show these aliens what happens." Captain Soo-jin Nam stood on the bridge of the Iron Will, watching the alien fleet regroup after their surprise attack. Her ship was damaged and running low on ammunition, but they had proven something important. The Veltharians could be hurt. "Captain, incoming transmission from the alien commander," reported Hyun-woo Shin. The face that appeared on the screen belonged to Keldoth Vren, the same alien military leader who had been at the peace talks. His crystal skin was dark red with rage and his forearms gestured angrily. "Human ship, you have committed an act of war against the Veltharian Empire. Surrender immediately and we will give you a quick death." Soo-jin looked at the alien commander with disgust. "We were never at war until you decided to invade our colonies. You want to talk about acts of war? You fired on civilian evacuation ships. Weak species must submit to the strong," Keldoth Vren replied. "This is the natural order. Your resistance only proves that your species is dangerous and must be controlled. Then come and control us," Soo-jin said calmly. "But know that every human ship you face will fight like we have fought. We do not surrender to bullies." The alien commander's skin blazed brighter red. "You destroyed 17 of our ships with one small vessel. This is impossible. You must be using forbidden weapons or receiving help from another empire." Young-ho Kang, the chief engineer, laughed from his station. "Captain, they cannot believe that humans could outfight them. They think we must be cheating somehow." Dr. Yoon-ha Cho was working in the medical bay treating both human and alien wounded. "Captain, the alien prisoners keep asking how we defeated their ship so easily. They seem genuinely confused." Soo-jin realized that the Veltharians had never faced an enemy like humanity before. All the other species they had conquered had either run away or fought them using their own methods. Humans fought differently. "Mi Young, prepare another surprise for our alien friends," Soo-jin ordered her weapons officer. "Load the railguns with armor-piercing rounds and target their command ships." Lieutenant Jinny Kim returned from a reconnaissance flight with important intelligence. "Captain, the alien fleet is reforming, but they are staying farther apart now. They learned not to bunch up after our last attack." Sergeant Woo Jin Lee was still aboard the captured alien cruiser with his Marines. "Captain, We have accessed their communications network. They are calling for reinforcements from their home fleet. This news worried Sujin. The Iron Will had proven that humans could fight the Veltharians, but they could not hold off an entire empire. They needed to end this battle quickly. Young-ho, what is the status of our captured ship? She asked. The alien technology is incredible, Captain. Their power core generates 10 times more energy than ours, but their weapons are designed to fight other energy-based weapons. They have no defense against our kinetic weapons. Sujin formed a new plan. Can we install our railguns on their ship? Young-ho Kang's eyes lit up with excitement. With their power systems, we could fire railgun slugs at twice our normal velocity. The impacts would be devastating. While Young-ho worked on modifying the captured ship, the Iron Will continued its guerrilla campaign against the alien fleet. They would attack from one direction, then disappear behind asteroids and attack from another direction. The aliens became frustrated and confused. They fight without honor, came one intercepted alien transmission. They hide and strike like cowards instead of facing us directly. Hyunwoo Shin translated more alien communications. Captain, their commander is ordering ships to spread out and search every asteroid. They want to force us into open combat. Let them spread out, Sujin replied. Separated ships are easier targets. The modified alien cruiser, now crewed by Marines and engineers, emerged from behind a large asteroid. The Veltharians were shocked to see one of their own ships firing on them with impossible weapons. Impossible, screamed Keldoth Vren over the communications. How did you take control of our ship? We boarded it and asked nicely, Sergeant Woo Jin Lee replied from the alien bridge. Your crew was very cooperative after we explained the situation. The hybrid human-alien ship devastated the Veltharian formation. Its railguns, powered by alien energy systems, punched through the heaviest armor like paper. 5 alien ships were destroyed in the first attack. Dr. Yun-Ha Cho made an important discovery while examining the alien technology. Captain, their medical systems can heal wounds in hours instead of days. If we could adapt this technology, our injured crew could return to duty quickly. Young-ho Kang was amazed by what he found in the alien ship's databases. Captain, these aliens have conquered 17 different species, but they always use the same tactics. Overwhelming force and direct assault. They have never faced guerrilla warfare before. This explained why the Veltharians were so confused by human tactics. They had become used to easy victories against species that fought conventionally. Humans had learned from centuries of warfare that sometimes the smaller force could defeat the larger one through cunning and determination. They expected us to either run away or line up our ships and fight them directly, observed Mi Young-yoon. They never considered that we might use their own ships against them. The battle continued for another day. The Iron Will and the captured cruiser worked together, striking at different parts of the alien fleet and then disappearing before the aliens could respond effectively. The Veltharians lost more ships every hour. Lieutenant Jin-A Kim reported troubling news from her fighter squadron. Captain, we are detecting massive energy signatures from deeper in space. I think their reinforcements are arriving. Admiral Dongwoo Choi's fleet was still 2 days away. If more alien ships arrived, the Iron Will would be overwhelmed no matter how clever their tactics were. How many ships are coming? Sujin asked. At least 50, maybe more. They will be here in 6 hours. Sujin made a desperate decision. We are going to attack their command ship directly. If we can capture or destroy their commander, the rest of the fleet might retreat. Captain, that is suicide, protested Mi Young-yoon. Their command ship is surrounded by escorts and protected by the heaviest shields. Maybe, Sujin replied, but we have something they do not expect. We have an alien ship that can get close to them without raising suspicion. The plan was dangerous but simple. The captured cruiser would approach the alien command ship as if it was reporting for orders. When it got close enough, it would attack with everything it had while the Iron Will struck from another direction. Sergeant Woo Jin Lee prepared his Marines for a boarding action. If we can capture their commander alive, we might be able to negotiate a retreat. Dr. Yun-Ha Cho handed out alien medical devices to the boarding team. These will help heal your wounds quickly if you are injured. Young-ho Kang made final modifications to the captured ship's weapons. I have increased the power output by 30%. The railguns will fire so fast that the aliens will not be able to track them. As they approached the alien command ship, Hyunwoo Shin monitored communications. They are not suspicious yet. The command ship is ordering us to take position in the defensive formation. The Veltharian command ship was enormous, 10 times larger than any human vessel. It bristled with weapons and was surrounded by escort ships. But it was also a symbol of Veltharian arrogance. They never imagined that anyone would dare attack it directly. "All ships attack now," Sujin ordered. The captured cruiser opened fire at point-blank range. Its hybrid weapons tore through the command ship's shields and armor. Explosions rippled along the massive vessel's hull. At the same time, the Iron Will attacked from the opposite direction, firing everything it had at the escort ships. The coordinated assault caught the aliens completely off guard. "Direct hit on their command bridge," reported Mi Young-yoon. "The command ship is losing power." Sergeant Woo Jin Lee led his Marines in a boarding assault on the damaged command ship. They fought through corridors filled with panicking aliens using captured alien weapons and their own determination. "We have the bridge," Woo Jin reported. "Keldoth Fran is wounded but alive." The alien commander looked up at the human Marine with hatred and disbelief. "This is impossible. Weak species cannot defeat the strong. It is against the natural order." "Your natural order just got changed," Woo Jin replied. "Humans do not accept slavery, and we do not bow to bullies." With their command ship captured and their commander defeated, the Veltharian fleet fell into chaos. Some ships tried to continue fighting, but others began to retreat. They had never experienced such a complete reversal of fortune. Captain Sujin Nam looked at the scattered alien fleet and felt a moment of satisfaction. One human destroyer and a captured enemy ship had defeated a force that should have been unstoppable. But she knew this was only the beginning. The aliens would send more ships, and next time they would be ready for human tactics. "Captain, Admiral Choi's fleet has arrived," reported Hyunwoo Shin. "The Admiral wants to speak with you." Admiral Dongwoo Choi's face appeared on the screen, showing amazement and pride. "Captain Nam, you have accomplished the impossible. The entire alien invasion force is retreating or surrendering." "We bought time, sir," Sujin replied. "But they will be back, and next time they will not underestimate." Commander Dalho Park sat in the intelligence center of the captured Veltharian command ship, staring at data that made his blood run cold. The alien database contained detailed information about 17 different species that the Veltharians had conquered over the past 300 years. "Captain Nam, you need to see this," he called to Sujin, who was coordinating repairs between the Iron Will and their captured vessels. Sujin looked at the holographic display showing the extent of the Veltharian Empire. Hundreds of star systems were marked in red, indicating Veltharian control. Dozens of different species were listed as subjects or servants of the Empire. "They have been doing this for centuries," Dalho explained. Every species they encountered was given the same choice: submit or be destroyed. Until now, every species chose to submit. Young Ho Kang joined them, carrying a tablet full of technical data. "Captain, their technology is based on energy manipulation. Plasma weapons, energy shields, power cores that tap into stellar radiation. They have never developed kinetic weapons or nuclear technology. That explains why our railguns and missiles were so effective," observed Mi Young-yoon. "They had no defense against solid projectiles, because they never imagined anyone would use them." Dr. Yoon Ha Cho was examining alien medical records in the database. "Captain, every species they conquered was physically weaker than the Veltharians. They are used to intimidating enemies with their size and strength. They have never faced a species that could match their aggression." Pilot Yejin Choi had been testing a captured Veltharian fighter. "Captain, their ships are fast and powerful, but they are designed for formation flying. The pilots train to fight in groups, never alone. They do not know how to improvise." This information gave Sujin an idea. The Veltharians were used to overwhelming their enemies with superior technology and numbers. They fought according to strict patterns and traditions, but humans had learned to fight dirty. "We are going to hunt them," she announced to her crew. "Instead of waiting for them to attack our colonies again, we are going to take the fight to them." Chief Tactical Officer Haiwan Jung studied the alien fleet movements. "Captain, the retreating ships are heading back to their supply bases. If we could disrupt their supply lines, we could cripple their entire invasion force." "Exactly," Sujin replied. "We have 2 captured ships that look Veltharian from the outside. We can infiltrate their formations and attack from within." Marine Captain Sungmin Kim was leading boarding operations on disabled alien vessels. "Captain, we have captured 3 more ships. The aliens surrender quickly once their shields fail. They are not used to close combat." The Iron Will, now accompanied by 4 captured Veltharian ships crewed by humans, began a campaign of psychological warfare. They would appear wherever the aliens least expected them, strike hard and disappear before reinforcements could arrive. Target their supply ships first, Sujin ordered. Without fuel and ammunition, their war fleet cannot function. The first supply convoy was completely unprepared for attack. The human ships appeared to be Veltharian vessels returning from patrol. By the time the aliens realized something was wrong, their supply ships were already burning. Impossible, came the panicked alien transmission. How did humans get our ships? How did they learn to operate our technology? Young Ho Kang monitored alien communications from the captured command ship. Captain, they are calling us the Ghost Fleet and the Shapeshifters. They cannot understand how we keep appearing in different places. The psychological effect was enormous. Veltharian ships began firing on each other, afraid that any vessel might actually be human-controlled. Their coordination broke down as paranoia spread through their ranks. They are starting to see enemies everywhere, reported Hyunwoo Shin. 3 alien ships destroyed each other yesterday because they thought the other was human-controlled. Dr. Yunha Cho was treating captured Veltharian prisoners and learning about their psychology. Captain, these aliens are not naturally suspicious. They have always trusted that other Veltharians would act predictably. The idea that enemies could disguise themselves as allies is foreign to them. Sujin realized that human warfare had taught humanity things the Veltharians had never learned. Humans had fought each other for thousands of years, developing tactics like camouflage, deception, and infiltration. The Veltharians had only fought weaker species that could not challenge them directly. They are like a powerful army that has never faced guerrilla fighters, observed Haewon-jung. They know how to win battles, but they do not know how to fight a war against an enemy that refuses to follow their rules. The human fleet struck at Veltharian mining operations, communication stations, and patrol bases. Each attack was carefully planned to cause maximum damage, while avoiding direct confrontation with superior numbers. Pilot Ye-jin Choi led fighter attacks using captured Veltharian fighters. Captain, their pilots follow formation patterns that they learned in training. When we break those patterns, they become confused and make mistakes. Marine Captain Sungmin Kim reported on boarding actions. The aliens fight bravely when they know they are facing humans. But when we surprise them using their own ships, they often surrender without fighting. They cannot adapt to unexpected situations. The campaign was working. Alien fleet strength was dropping every day as ships were damaged, captured, or destroyed. More importantly, Veltharian morale was collapsing. They had never faced an enemy that could match their technological capabilities while using superior tactics. Captain, we are receiving transmissions from the alien home fleet, reported Dal Ho Park. They are sending massive reinforcements. Over 500 ships are heading this way. This was the news Sujin had been dreading. The human ghost fleet had proven that Veltharians could be defeated, but they could not fight the entire Veltharian Empire. Earth's reinforcements were still weeks away. How long until the alien reinforcements arrive? She asked. 4 days, maybe 5 if they maintain current speed. Sujin made a decision that would either save humanity or destroy it. We are going to attack their home fleet while it is still in hyperspace transit. Captain, that is insane, protested Mi Young-yoon. Attacking ships in hyperspace has never been attempted. The physics alone could destroy us. Young Ho-kang was already running calculations. Actually, Captain, it might be possible. The aliens use predictable hyperspace routes. If we could position our ships at the exit point and attack them as they emerge, they would be vulnerable. For several minutes while their systems reboot after hyperspace transit, added Haewon-jung, we could destroy dozens of ships before they could respond. Dr. Yunha Cho was worried about the medical implications. Captain, hyperspace radiation exposure could kill our crews. We would need to rotate personnel frequently and limit exposure time. The risk is worth it, Sujin decided. If we can cripple their reinforcement fleet, we might be able to negotiate from a position of strength instead of just surviving. The human fleet positioned itself at the hyperspace exit point that the aliens would use. They had calculated the arrival time based on intercepted communications and alien navigation patterns. Remember, Sujin told her crews, we have one chance to surprise them. After that, we will be outnumbered 100 to 1. The first alien ships began emerging from hyperspace exactly when Young Ho Kang had predicted. They appeared one at a time, their systems temporarily disabled by the transition from hyperspace to normal space. All ships, attack now, Sujin ordered. The human fleet, still disguised as Veltharian vessels, opened fire at point-blank range. Railguns and nuclear missiles devastated the emerging alien ships before they could raise shields or return fire. Direct hits. 15 alien ships destroyed in the first volley, reported Mi Young-yoon. More alien ships continued emerging from hyperspace, but now they were expecting attack. The element of surprise was gone, and the humans found themselves facing overwhelming odds. Captain, we have destroyed over 60 enemy ships, but there are still hundreds more, reported Haewon-jung. We need to retreat before they organize a counterattack. As the human fleet began to withdraw, they received an unexpected communication. It was not from the aliens, but from Admiral Dongwoo Choi aboard the approaching Earth Defense Fleet. Captain Nam, this is Admiral Choi. We have been monitoring your engagement. Earth Fleet is 10 hours out and approaching fast. Can you hold your position? Sujin looked at her battered ships and exhausted crews. They had been fighting continuously for a week, using tactics that no one had ever tried before. But they had proven something important. Admiral, we have shown that the aliens can be defeated, but we cannot hold this position much longer. Understood, Captain. You have bought us the time we needed. The entire Veltharian Empire is about to learn what happens when they threaten humanity. As the human ghost fleet fought its final desperate battle against impossible odds, Sujin realized that everything was about to change. The Veltharians had started this war believing humans were weak. They were about to discover just how wrong they had been. The hunt was ending, but the real war was about to begin. Fleet Admiral In Soo-yu stood on the bridge of the Earth battleship Defiant, watching the largest space battle in human history unfold before him. The Veltharian reinforcement fleet had finally arrived in full strength, but they found a very different situation than they expected. Captain Sujin Nam's ghost fleet had spent a week destroying supply lines, capturing ships and spreading fear throughout the alien ranks. Now the Iron Will and her captured vessels fought alongside 200 Earth defense ships in a battle that would determine humanity's fate. Admiral, alien fleet strength is estimated at 430 ships, reported Captain Kyung-ho Lim, commander of the battleship Valor. They outgun us 2-1, but Captain Nam's intelligence gives us a significant tactical advantage. In Soo-yu studied the battle displays. The Veltharians were still fighting in their traditional formations, expecting humans to meet them in direct combat. They had not learned from their earlier defeats. All ships implement Nam Protocol, the Admiral ordered. Show these aliens what human warfare really looks like. The Nam Protocol was a set of tactics developed from Captain Nam's successful guerrilla campaign. Instead of fighting in traditional battle lines, human ships would attack in small groups, using speed and unpredictability to confuse the enemy. Dr. Sun-hee Park, the fleet's xenobiologist, monitored alien communications from her laboratory ship. Admiral, the aliens are arguing among themselves. Some want to retreat, others want to fight to the death. They have never experienced this level of losses before. War correspondent Jae Min-oh documented the battle from his position aboard a medical ship. The alien fleet is magnificent and terrifying, but they fight like they are performing a ritual dance. The humans fight like they're trying to survive. Captain Sujin Nam brought the Iron Will alongside the Defiant, her ship scarred from a week of constant fighting. Admiral, we have captured alien commanders who want to negotiate. They claim their invasion was based on a misunderstanding. What kind of misunderstanding results in attacking civilian colonies? In Soo-yu asked angrily. They genuinely believed we were weak because we preferred diplomacy, Sujin explained. In their culture, only weak species avoid war. They thought they were doing the galaxy a favor by conquering us before we could spread our weakness to other species. Dr. Sun-hee Park had been studying Veltharian psychology and culture through interrogations of prisoners. Admiral, these aliens have a rigid honor code based on strength and dominance. They literally cannot understand why a strong species would choose peace over conquest. The battle continued to rage across space. Human ships darted between asteroid fields and used guerrilla tactics that left the Veltharians confused and frustrated. But the aliens were learning, adapting their formations to counter human mobility. Admiral, we have destroyed over 100 alien ships, but we have lost 37 of our own, reported Captain Kyung-ho Lim. The aliens are starting to adapt to our tactics. Young-ho Kang, now serving as chief engineer for the combined human fleet, had been analyzing captured alien technology. Admiral, their ships are individually superior to ours, but they are designed for formation fighting. If we can force them into individual combat, we have the advantage. The turning point came when Sergeant Wu Jin Lee, leading a boarding party on an alien dreadnought, captured a high-ranking Veltharian noble named Zelmoth Kryn. Unlike the military commanders, this alien understood that the war was not going as planned. "Human warriors," Zelmoth Kryn said through a translator, "I wish to speak with your battle leader. This conflict serves no one." Admiral In-Su Yu agreed to meet with the alien noble aboard a neutral medical ship. Dr. Yun-Ha Cho provided medical care for both human and alien wounded while the two leaders talked. "Your species fights with great skill," Zelmoth Kryn admitted. "We did not expect such tactical sophistication from a species that prefers peace. You attacked our colonies without provocation," In-Su Yu replied coldly. "You killed civilians and destroyed evacuation ships. Why should we trust anything you say now?" The alien noble's crystal skin turned a shade that Dr. Sun-Hee Park had learned, indicated deep shame. "Our military leaders believed your peaceful nature indicated weakness. In our culture, the strong protect the weak by ruling over them. We thought we were saving your species from yourselves." "By enslaving us?" "By guiding you," Zelmoth Kryn corrected. "We have done this with 17 other species. They are all happier and more orderly under our protection." Captain Sujin Nam joined the conversation. "What about the species that refused your protection?" The alien noble was quiet for a long moment. "There have been none who could refuse successfully. Until now." The battle outside continued as both fleets battered each other. Human tactical superiority was winning the day, but at a terrible cost. Both sides were losing ships and lives at an alarming rate. "Admiral," came a transmission from Captain Kyung-Ho Lim. "The alien fleet is beginning to retreat, but they are fighting a running battle. This could go on for days." Dr. Sun-Hee Park made a crucial discovery while studying Veltharian cultural records. "Admiral, their language contains concepts for honorable defeat and respected enemies. If we can prove our strength without completely destroying them, they might accept a different kind of relationship." "What are you suggesting?" In-Su Yu asked. "Challenge their strongest commander to single combat. If we win, they retreat and recognize human independence. If they win, we negotiate terms for surrender." Zelmoth Kryn was shocked by this suggestion. "You would risk everything on a single battle?" This is very Veltharian thinking." Admiral In-Su Yu realized this might be the only way to end the battle without destroying both fleets. Who would be their champion? "Keldoth Vren, the commander who started this war. He is their greatest warrior and the one most responsible for the invasion." The terms were agreed upon. Keldoth Vren, now recovered from his injuries, would fight in single ship combat against a human champion. Captain Sujin Nam volunteered immediately. "Captain, you have already done more than enough," Admiral In-Su Yu protested. "Let someone else take this risk." "No, sir," Sujin replied firmly. "I have been fighting this war since it started. I should be the one to finish it." The single combat took place in open space between the two fleets. Keldoth Vren piloted the most advanced Veltharian fighter, armed with plasma cannons and protected by energy shields. Sujin flew a modified human fighter equipped with railguns and nuclear missiles. "Human warrior," Keldoth Vren transmitted, "you have fought with great skill. I respect your courage even though I must destroy you." "Alien warrior," Sujin replied, "you have learned that humans are not weak. Perhaps now you can learn that strength comes in many forms." The duel was brief but intense. Keldoth Vren fought with traditional Veltharian tactics, trying to overwhelm his opponent with superior firepower. Sujin used human improvisation and unpredictability, turning the battle into a three-dimensional chess match. When it ended, the alien commander's ship was disabled but not destroyed. Keldoth Vren was alive but defeated, his ship drifting helplessly in space. "I yield," he transmitted, his voice filled with wonder. "You have proven that your species possesses true strength. I was wrong to call you weak." The Veltharian fleet began its withdrawal, but the war was not quite over. Zelmoth Kryn requested a final meeting with the human leaders. "Your species has earned our respect," the alien noble said. "But what happens now? We cannot pretend this conflict never occurred." Ambassador Hansol Kim, who had finally arrived with the diplomatic ship, joined the negotiations. "We want peace, but we also want guarantees. No more invasions. No more attacks on weak species. You ask us to change our fundamental nature, Zelmoth Kryn replied. We ask you to evolve, Han Solo said firmly. Strength should protect the weak, not dominate them. You said you wanted to guide other species. Guide them toward independence, not slavery. Dr. Sun Hee Park presented evidence from the captured databases. Your empire controls hundreds of worlds, but how many of those worlds are actually happy? How many species would choose freedom if given the chance? This question clearly troubled Zelmoth Kryn. We have never asked them. The final treaty was signed aboard the space station where this conflict had begun, but this time, the negotiations were conducted with military honors and recognition of mutual strength. The Veltharians agreed to withdraw from human space and to grant independence to any species in their empire that requested it. Captain Su Jin Nam stood beside Ambassador Hansol Kim as the documents were signed. Both diplomats and warriors had played their part in achieving peace. This is not the peace we originally wanted, Hansol admitted. But it is the peace we earned, Su Jin replied. Sometimes you have to fight for the right to be peaceful. As the Veltharian fleet departed, carrying news of humanity's unexpected strength back to their empire, Admiral Insu Yu looked out at the stars and wondered what other challenges awaited humanity among the stars. Captain Nam, he said, prepare your ship for extended patrol. Something tells me the galaxy is about to become a very different place. The Iron Will, scarred but victorious, headed back toward human space. The first interstellar war was over, but humanity's real journey among the stars was just beginning.